world of folk music. He contributed so much, I think, with his unique voice and his special way of putting across a song. And I think it's true to say wherever Irish music is played in the future, the name Ronnie Drew will never be forgotten. He was a very special character. The day after Ronnie's funeral, I was thinking about him, as indeed we all were. But I just wondered if his heaven would have met with his expectations, because he wasn't too easy to please at times. He could be a bit grumpy now, at times very contrary, especially when he had a few pints. But anyway, I wrote a little poem which I called Ronnie's Heaven, which I'd like to say for you now. And there's a few names mentioned here. The name Kavanagh refers to Patrick Kavanagh, the great Irish poet, who was a very good friend of Ronnie's. They spent many days on pub crawls, and I'm sure they were discussing poetry and art as well. They put all or something like that. Another poet that's mentioned here, his name is Joe Bryn. And Joe was also an excellent poet, but he never got the recognition that he himself thought he deserved. If you know what I mean. I understand it myself pretty well. And also there's mention here, actually one of Joe's poems was used at the end of Ronnie's funeral mass, chosen by his daughter Cleena and his son Phelan. And finally there's mention of Deirdre, Ronnie's wonderful wife, who predeceased him by just a year and 2 months. But this all sounds a bit sad and so on, but it's not really. There's a little bit of humour in this, I think. I hope so anyway, the kind of humour that Ronnie himself might appreciate. It's called Ronnie's Heaven, I'll say it for you now. What's it like, Ronnie, your new life? Is it the way the old masters painted it? Floating on a damp cloud in the company of winged creatures, listening to non-stop harp music. I don't think I'd like that myself. I can paint you in, but not your expectations.
Would somebody, for Christ's sake, get me down from here and show me the fountain of champagne? I thought this was meant to be a celebration.
I'll paint a different picture instead. I see your spirit freed at last from earthly shackles, soaring to a new consciousness, communicating with Kavanagh without the encumbrance of words, without the embarrassment of being barred from 4 Bagot Street pubs. All is clear now. Ulysses simpler than the Lord's Prayer. Beckett no longer waiting for Godot, and Joe Bryn sidling over with an impish grin. How are you, Ronnie? You brought me fame at last. I heard Cleena and Phelan pick me poem for the end of your mass. But you needn't have hurried. There's no closing time up here. Just one continuous holy hour. Now Deirdre comes into focus, bridging a painful absence. Unhindered by bodies, your spirits embrace and entwine in a never-ending spiral of joy, leaving behind the 3 great imponderables that tortured you. What is life? What is art?